Alright, hey everyone, sorry for the late upload again, like yesterday. I just wanted to take my time analyzing what the notes said and what they were conveying. I'll split the video into two parts, one analyzing AVL's notes and what I'll just refer to as the maze from now on, and one analyzing Omar's notes in the Endless Hallway. Before we start, a couple of things. One, I know I'm currently exploring the Season 2 version of the map. Apparently the Season 1 version of the map is completely gone. Just no trace of it left except clips on Twitch that, just like AVL's videos, are either 2 years old from other people or just straight up deleted. And two, there was a booking quill that I had missed. It was next to a sign that said "Go ahead, jump" right next to a gap in the iron bars of the maze into the void. So I don't know if that I don't know if that has any specific I cannot speak, I'm sorry. I don't know if that has any specific implications to it. Just keep that in mind. Alright, let's start with AVL's notes. So the one that I believe is AVL's first note, considering the text inside of it, is called "They Aren't," which I'll go ahead and put both on the screen and read out loud. So, why aren't they just satisfied enough with the mods they have? We have what's necessary. We don't need any more. Why do they complain? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Alright. Obviously, from what my informants who used to play on the AVL SMP during the time period they considered Season 1 said, AVL did want to add more mods on account of what they thought were considerably dumb reasons. Like he believed that it would lag the server more, or that they were all good with the mods that they already had, and just building would suffice, obviously considering there were 2 seasons, 3 if you count one, that apparently was cancelled only 3 days after original launch, or something along those lines. It did not suffice. Especially considering, well, I mean, the SMP is all closed now. So, acknowledging all of this, I'd have to say that this just shows AVL not wanting mods and expressing confusion on why others wanted mods. I mean, don't get me wrong, I get it, but any good server owner knows that either you keep the public out of the end fully, or you add content after the end in some capacity. I get not wanting to bloat a mod pack, but still. And real quick, to anyone wondering how I got the mod pack in the first place, just tried to open up the world normally, got an error, asked the person who sent it to me, who, well, I will not be naming for the sake of their privacy, and they said it was a Forge mod pack, so I loaded it into Forge and slowly got each and every single mod that was needed for it. Alright, so the next note, which I believe was AVL's second note, is called Useless, and from what I can tell, it is right after They Aren't, but before I'll Begin Again, which is the new book that I found in the maze. Again, I'll put it on screen and read it all out so you guys can understand what I'm saying, so you don't have to flat out speed read it. I'll pause it to read it. Why won't they let up on demanding extra mods? Don't they know that they are the extra content after the dragon? I swear it's useless to argue against them. Pretty obviously this one's just AVL being annoyed or angry and at everyone for constantly demanding mods and stuff. I mean, I understand being annoyed, but the next note shows he wasn't just normal angry or normal annoyed, he was a whole different breed. So I'm gonna guess that he made most of the sections of the map that I've discovered, like the weird hospital, the maze, the endless hallway, to torture people in the last couple of people in Season 1. I mean, like, it only makes sense like that, right? Like, one of the people who wrote the notes, Omar, didn't play during Season 2, so I don't know how he would be writing in Season 2 if he only played in Season 1. My best guess is that this area underneath is, I guess, trying to be the remnants, as to say, of season 1 in some way, shape, or form. I don't know how it's any of them, but still, I digress. Alright, you know the drill now. Next one's titled I'll Begin Again. Of course, it's the last one. From what I know, no one really played during this point, and the stuff inside of it kind of makes me think that AVL went crazy just a bit, since no one wanted to be near him. And this kind of explains some of the stuff, like some of the clips and things that I saw in season 2. So just go ahead and read it. I can't with their stupid fucking dramas and their stupid ass requests and their dumb fucking arguments and stealing and everything. I'm going to begin on a new SMP, not with actual people though. Let their own evils consume them all, plunge them into darkness. I'll begin again with my word as law. They will be like human, but they will not be with flaw. So from what I can tell from this, it's basically him saying that he's going to begin again and not have any actual people apart from himself playing on it. Which I suppose makes sense, considering that apparently the two people who were actually, well, people on it, there were a couple members who had drastic, well, personality changes that were very much notable. Like them being much angrier for no reason, much more quiet and reserved for no reason, etc., etc. So, considering that somehow either Evil is torturing the clones, or doppels, or whatever you want to call them, for his own enjoyment, which is why this area underneath the Season 2 map is here, or, again, like my previous theory suggests, this is an area from Season 1 that was used to torture the last people that were on the server, who are fighting for more mods and content. Alright, so getting on to the next section, which is Suspect Omar's notes. They were in the Endless Hallway. I will begin by reading the first note. I think it's endless. I've been going through this hall for just about a real-life hour now, and it doesn't show signs of stopping. I know it AVL, but did I really deserve this? I'm leaving these books as breadcrumbs. Hopefully I can find my way out. Analyzing what he said pretty closely, he was obviously not aware. Like he annoyed AVL with something. From the clips that I can dig up and from testimonials from other people, the only thing that he really did to warrant being upset about Omar with AVL specifically was the fact that he killed a cat of AVL's, if I remember right. Either way, I do kind of agree that it's kind of wrong that AVL decided to punish Omar like that. I mean, no one deserves endless psychological torment if everything's just so normal, yet so off. So the next note is, it is endless. So I'll just go ahead and read through it. I've went through these Forsaken halls 1,000 times now. I can't open the walls and they scream at me. I want out. May God have mercy on my soul. Quite obviously, well, as you guys probably already know, I mean, if that is the real Omar, then he would have logged out by then. So, well, now my theory of him using clones, as to say, is starting to seem more and more viable, as the real option, at least, on what he did. Because I mean, like, if Omar was real, or at least like it was him playing, he would have quit a long time before. He could have, he would have quit a long time before he legitimately went mad, like in these notes. Kind of like how I did in the last episode. I quit before anything could really get out of hand. So I think that the theory that he tortured certain clones kind of holds up. Don't know how else to put it. So let's just get on to the next note, titled "Help Me." If anyone's following in my footsteps, you need to turn back as soon as you can. Stay in one of the lit rooms like this one. It doesn't stop, and the walls are starting to close in. I'm not exactly sure on what he meant by any of it, considering I quit the thing the moment that the walls actually started to get smaller. I just couldn't handle it. I have a bit of claustrophobia, so that kind of struck a chord with me. What I can assume, at least, is that in like the areas that are darker than that, and areas like it'll eventually get dark, and because I've turned around multiple times during that video and I didn't exactly, you know, like every so often it would close behind me. I think that if you went too far, then something would happen in the darkness. So that's why he was trying to tell us to stay in a room with the light. I don't know what you would be able to do otherwise, though. So that's really the only stuff that I have on it. My only real theory right now is that AVL somehow made clones of the players of Season 1. Let only a couple of actually human players play, so he wouldn't feel completely alone. And not just, like, surrounded by bots. I guess that's the best way to put it, maybe? I don't know. But I think the last moments he had were spent torturing the bots in a way to try and feel better about everyone who was an actual person deciding to just quit the server. Yeah, it's really the only, like, somewhat decent theory I have. And just like one of my comments, let me look it up real quick. Here. I do believe that one of the mods could have corrupted something in it, but I have heavy doubts on it, because stuff like that doesn't, you know, it doesn't happen so often. I mean, not so often. I mean to say, like, that kind of thing. Like, mods can't corrupt in that kind of way. I do believe that there could be a slim possibility of a hacked or evil mod decaying the world, as to put it in the words of Cohen. But I don't think that the players would be engulfed with it, considering, I mean, one of my informants, which again I will not be revealing his name, played on Season 2 and is currently responding to me on Discord just fine. So either AVL is just a sociopath, or yeah, I don't know how to put it. So I believe this is the end of my own like analysis. Is that the best way to put it? An analysis. Either way, uh, this is just the best way for me to try and communicate my own thoughts on everything. I feel like it's better to just talk about it instead of bottling it all up like I did on the first two episodes. Uh, Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. It's been nice. See you next episode. Bye.